And we're live. Cleaning my glasses. Curse of the old folks. Okay, so thought I'd start out with showing the progress I got last time for those that didn't see it. This guy, he's intended to be much smaller. He is this guy. So I'm going to do some moving around and resizing for dramatic effect. But this was a conceptual drawing. It's an idea. Once I got the idea, then I'm working out the details. So this guy, obviously going to be much smaller. He's not going to be this small. This is actually even smaller than the canvas I'll be working on. He's probably going to be somewhere right around this size. A little bit smaller than he is here. Maybe quite a bit. Because there's two other guys that have got to fit in here. Now these guys are going to be different. This one is going to be from this angle a little bit more, I believe. And this one is going to be, this one's going to be closer. So that's the next drawing I'm doing. Which is what brings us here. So I've included something different in my normal. Right. It is actually based on another person, but yeah. It's prettier than me. So I have added to my tools a lead holder. It's holding the same type of lead that I was holding here. This is just a broader tip, so it allows me to be looser while I'm drawing. Still the battery powered eraser for fine details, which I haven't really used. And this would be for refining the picture, which I don't know if I'm going to get to on camera. I just want to do the layouts on camera to give everybody an idea. I'll use this online just for a minute. Look at that. For all those that have never seen an electric eraser at work before, it's kind of like a vacuum for lines. Anyway, so I've got a little arrow here to tell me where the light source is coming from. There's two light sources, one that's coming from overhead but from behind him, and one is coming from underneath of him. That's the bottom lighting here. This is going to be firelight, so he doesn't have his hands as wide, but he does have, looks like he's doing something. So it'll be a little bit distant too, so it's not going to be as bright as these two. This one's the closer. I think I'm going to work on him right now. Maybe I'll work on him. Just depends on how I feel in a second. They all got to get done anyway, so this is a metal straw. It's not essential, but it's a really cool trick to have one available. Why it's a cool trick is, so I'm referencing a drawing. I can get the angle of the arm right, then sketch it on paper. So I can just, well, first I'm going to do an overall. So I'm going to take the angle of the arm. That's not quite right, so it's a lot easier when you have the paper or the picture reference photo or whatever at the same angle. So you can just take the measuring device from one end to the other. I don't know why. This is really weird when it's autofocusing. I get the angle of the hood just right. Then this is all more for the finer detailed parts. I never nail myself down to one reference picture because I'm not trying to copy. I'm trying to get an idea. And this doesn't have to be as precise as the picture, but there are certain angles that make this picture work for me. Certain details that I want to keep. I saw somebody message, so I come over to answer, but we need some music. Hopefully this doesn't cut out on me like it did last time. I really wasn't sure. What I'm done is trying to see this like a painter, where I'm not looking at all the little details, but I'm looking at the overall shadows. Then I'm going to break the shadows down a little bit. Ironically, some of these are going to change too, because these figures, no matter whether it's the far left figure or the central figure, are both going to be backlit. So a lot of this is going to just be edge lighting eventually. But I want to have some character in it, so That's a finger smudge. And I'm going to use that finger smudge just to lay down enough material Should probably get a brush for that. Apparently I broke this point. That happens sometimes. I expected a co-host, but what am I drawing? It is a robed priest. I'm still building it, by the way, so so it's a robed priest for a painting I'm doing of Cthulhu rising before some worshippers. This is the second one. They will be smaller figures in the painting. And I'm trying to take everybody step by step through the process, my process. So it might help them later on in formulating their own process. This guy's going to have firelight on one side, this side, maybe a little bit of edge light on this side, but I think moonlight's going to be most of this person. Well, most of this person's white. There's an area called the terminator line when you have two light sources or bounce light that's really dark. And that's where this large portion of darkness is coming from. Although I'm going to erase and smudge quite a bit. You're only an hour late.
Yeah, I was fighting with trying to get much. Long story. How goes?
Well, it's all right, I guess. So I broke down a list of things that make you go,
There's a lot right there.
I'm gonna pop them out once in a while, allow you a chance to play off of them or whatever.
All right.
Here's a question.
All right.
If poison passes its expiration date, is it more or less poisonous?
That's what's up. Because most things would be worse. How cool, man? Does poison even have enough things? Let me think about that. I'll have to Google it some other time. Oh, yeah, I got my laptop. It's out today. I'll be getting back. I'll be getting my mic and everything. I already got my light set up.
Did you order them or
yeah,
buy them from somebody else?
the lights and stuff I got for free. A buddy of mine from Georgia brought them up. Easy. Pretty stoked and you set up with the fun.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So,
What's up?
question number 2.
All right.
What if a dog brings the ball back because they think we like to throw it?
You'd probably be right. Actually, I think after a while, they just bring it back because they know it's going to be saturated with slobber. They're like, motherfucker, make me run? Here's a handful of drool for you.
You know it's just as hard to intentionally lose at Rochambeau than to win?
Ah, yeah, it is. You still got to be on that wave run.
For those that don't know, Rochambeau is rock, paper, scissors.
God, okay. Scissors. Here's one for you.
Oh,
How come when something stinks, people say it smells?
right? That's like the whole W argument. Why did they call it W and not double V?
Right?
Well, the answer, I can tell you the answer, because in Roman numerals and Roman letters,
Yeah.
the V is a U.
Well, there you go.
So if you write truth, it's TRVTH.
All right.
So, and then, yeah, it's been distorted over time, but surprise. That would never happen. I came up with these questions because I figured if there's a lull in anything, you know, the excitement.
Oh, yeah, man. Non-stop party.
Party
I got
fawn. That's an idea.
What's that?
I said party fawn. That's an idea.
Yeah, man. I got in a fight with my razor. Not used to shaving with a sharp razor. So I ended up taking my mustache off, man.
Did you shave usually with a dull razor?
That's what I had to use over there, man. So,
I'm so poor,
get me
my
a
lamp covers at a pillow and I have to use a dull razor.
Exactly, man. The struggle is real, man.
I freaking know. I don't shave that much. I have a different theory. Probably can't be said on all person's channel.
All right. Send it to me subliminally.
If they can't take a joke. No, you have to be a certain age for that to mean anything.
Right on. Yeah, man.
I'm gonna use up all my stupid little thinking things before we actually get to anything.
Well, I'm sure we can come up with more. I mean, this is easy.
You know, if you spell swim upside down, it's still swim.
Yeah, man. Wow. You have been thinking a lot, haven't you? You've had no sleep, have you?
Very little. Very little.
Right on.
Maybe oxygen is really killing us, and it takes 75 to 100 years.
Hey, man. Slow poisoning. I think you might be onto something.
Here's a mean question.
What's that?
Do you think twins ever realized that one or both of them were unplanned?
Yeah. I mean,
Mom only planned for me.
Unless their mom constantly reminded them, you were a mistake.
Yeah.
I don't
Hey
know.
guys.
Was I planned or was my twin planned?
What's that?
I said, was I planned or was my twin planned? Was
Right.
I really? I mean, how do I know I'm really Joe? I could have been the other one.
But we tell them that anyway, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't me that was unplanned.
Right? Not with you.
I
I
was
came out
planned.
first.
You just snuck out.
Right? I came out first. I mean, you know I was planned.
I was just saying I was missing my co-host.
Is this one of the other hoodie dudes?
Yeah.
All right.
Someone asked me if it was a woman earlier. I think then they left.
Wow.
They said, well, you can read it in the chat, but
She said, no, they're crossed arms. They're not boobs. Because
it's not a cross-dresser, it's a monk.
yeah. It has no sexual orientation.
I'm very, very tempted. I haven't talked to the person who commissioned this yet about it, but I'm really tempted to throw some tentacly things in here.
Right on.
I'm reminded of that movie Dagon.
I'm
guessing that you haven't seen Dagon.
Not yet.
That's okay. It's a B horror movie, but it's based on Lovecraft.
All right.
And it's also based on the short story. Oh, what the hell is it called? It's the Innsmouth short story. Let me see if I can come up with it. Shadow over Innsmouth.
The drawing that Rick used for his avatar is a self-portrait. Gee.
Yeah, it's the Shadow over Innsmouth. Yeah, that's Brett. I don't know if he's still watching or not.
Not sure, man.
Huh?
Not sure. Excuse me. Yo, I got a friend named Jake. He does digital art and stuff. He does digital art. Okay. I was wondering if like he could pop on here sometimes and you guys could like talk about stuff, you know?
My daughter says hi.
Hi.
She says, "What's good so far?"
Hey, it's all good so far. Yeah. Hi, Kate. How are you? Yeah.
If you clean something, you're dirtying something.
True. Very true. Yeah, then you got the old one. Okay. When you drive down the parkway and park in the driveway.
Come on, yeah. I gotta turn the music down to hear you. There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know if that works against us on the other end, but because I haven't really listened to, I think I've listened to one video since you've been co-hosting with me.
No, they sound pretty good, man. I've been checking them out.
I told Kate she needs to come over and art with me.
Right? She artist too?
I think they all are artists in their own way. I would never try to say how she feels, though. You know what I mean?
Right on.
She knows that she doesn't have to be an artist to come over and do art with me anyway.
Right.
She doesn't have to feel like she has to be an artist to come over and do art with me. Logan always asks me my opinion on stuff, and I tell him, you know, what he can do to help or strengthen his composition or whatever. He does completely opposite, says I'm going to do it my own way. Basically, I don't even know why he comes over and asks, because
you can't take criticism.
I don't know if it's so much he can't take criticism, or maybe he thinks that every time I talk, that I criticize him. Which it's not that way. I'm just
No,
when I
you
was
just
young, I would have loved to have someone available to tell me all the tricks that I can pass on. You know what I mean?
right
But
on.
but he's my kid, so you know he probably don't take it that way.
Right. Yeah. Now, if somebody else were to say the same shit you tell him, he'd probably listen a
Right,
little bit. Yeah. Yeah, it's like that with everybody pretty much.
right. It used to get to me, but now it doesn't so much because I know what he's gonna do, and I just plan around it.
Right on.
Like, yeah, okay. I,
This is flat.
I've I've always had a hard time just saying, "Oh yeah, that looks good." If I didn't feel it looks good, now I just nod and let them assume what they assume from it, because I don't want to dishearten anyone and stop them on their journey.
Right on.
This is all about. This whole thing is about helping
Help.
people
Yeah.
along on their journey.
Right on.
So I don't want to stifle anyone's journey.
Brown man, brown. I can dig it. I'm picking up what you're putting down. You know, all the other ways. Actually, in a good mood tonight.
Good.
Yep. I feel shit coming together. It just feels good.
Yeah, I like hearing that.
Yeah, man. It's been a while.
It was a pretty good day for us too.
That's good.
It started off a little bit rough because Eli gets it set in his mind that he wants to do things and do things his way, and that's it.
Right.
And that doesn't happen always. And I've got to walk for at least an hour a day for my heart, so
Right on.
sometimes he don't like that so much.
Mm. Well, you know.
So we went to the mall and walked around. And I don't think he had nearly as good of a time as we did because he was
Right.
trying not to.
Yeah.
all about home and bike, and
Mm.
we were like, yeah, later.
Right.
We're not
We
doing
always
that right
do
now.
what you want to do, man.
Except for that. That's not the way it is either, you know.
Right.
But yeah. So we ended up going out to Chick-fil-A to eat. And Eli loves chicken nuggets, obviously.
Right. Right.
Like all boys do. All kids do, I think.
Right on.
And he's very fond of macaroni and cheese too.
Okay.
So we went out there and I was like, wow, they've got macaroni and cheese. And I ordered it, but I didn't have it. I had a bite and I gave it to him, and he was facing it the whole time. It was like it was worth the trip now.
Oh, hell yeah, man.
Like,
Really
okay.
blow his mind, dude. I don't know if they got them up there, but the macaroni and cheese nuggets.
No, and we're trying to stay away from too much saturated shit.
Right, right.
So I mean, like, what I like about Chick-fil-A is that I do the grilled nuggets,
Right.
and then I just dip them in sauces. And I don't do the fries. I give him my waffle fries.
All right.
But he gets his own waffle fries too, so he doubles down on that deal.
Very
But
good.
this time I didn't get waffle fries. I got macaroni and cheese, and it made things better. So.
Yeah, yeah. Macaroni and cheese always makes things better.
That boy can eat. I'm telling you, he's like a championship eater. I thought I
Hey,
could eat when I was young because I could eat when I
yeah,
was young. But that
right.
boy, he literally snacked all the way down to Portland from where we are. And then we walked in the mall. And then he snacked on his way to dinner.
Hey,
then,
man.
then he ate dinner, ate his dinner, ate some of my dinner.
Wow.
We get in the car, and he's snacking again. I'm like, if there was a championship for snacking, that would be your
Mhm.
sport.
Oh yeah.
It was crazy. I'm like, wow. People would think that we don't feed him the way he eats, but oh boy,
Right.
he has to have his own account now. Yeah, that boy. He can eat so people will talk about it later.
Right. Mm. Oh damn. Aaliyah was supposed to be showing up sometime tonight, but I guess not. No, no, no. We didn't do that. No. You all right?
I assume you're talking to somebody else.
Talking to the dog.
Oh, yeah.
Little rat dog named Izzy. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Let's say hi there, Jeff. Come on up. Look, look. There we go. Hi. Look right there. Say hi there, buddy. Hi. Yeah. Yeah. This is the rat dog.
Kate's dog would probably eat that dog.
Probably. All right. Let me put you down. You kind of sink it. Yeah, yeah.
What's that?
Oh, I said, let's put that dog down. She kind of stinky.
Are you trying to say that dog smells?
Well, she does that too. Bam, 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 bam. Boom, 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 boom.
On our way home, we go by this restaurant called the Sinful Kitchen. And Eli looks at it and he's like, good food? And I'm like, no, bad food. And Amanda's like, no, Dad's just playing on words. I'm like, no, they're playing on words. I'm being literal.
Yeah.
And I told him that since breaking God's law. I said, so it's a bad kitchen. And I'm like, naughty kitchen. Started busting up.
Yeah, yeah.
He finds the strangest things funny.
Right on.
But I love to watch it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I love to watch it happen.
What's that?
I said, I love to watch it happen.
Yeah.
I love to watch him discover things and get jokes. Like, I've never called the cat by its name
Mm-hmm.
since Kate named it. I refused to. I don't like the name. I don't think it's a cat's name.
What is it?
I'm not saying.
Did she give it a people name?
She gave it a people name.
Oh, well, yeah.
A clearly people name.
Enough that.
Do you remember the kid's name from E.T.?
No.
Oh yeah.
That poor cat.
So I don't call call it that.
No.
I call it dim sum.
There you go.
And Eli called it dim sum when I called it dim sum because he knew I was calling it dim sum.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't realize what dim sum really was.
Right. Okay.
And then we were at the Chinese restaurant, and I said, "You want to try some dim sum?" And then he realized what it was. You know, he tried it and he liked it. He come home and then I called the cat dim sum, and he's like, Chinese food. He's like, cat food.
Right on. Oh yeah. That's funny as hell, man.
It's like when I asked him, he's like, got a little bit of time, I'm like, what are you going to do with that time? Go skydiving? He's like, not right now.
Maybe later, Dad. Yeah.
Sometimes he's on it. He's major smartass, and he gets every note. He like doesn't miss a step, and like Mr. Comeback. Even though he's verbally apraxic, he's still comeback king. But sometimes not so much. Hey,
Right.
that's great. That's David Finch in the chat. He's one of my very favorite comic artists.
All right.
He did Aphrodite 9. I know you know him.
Bam, bam. Wow, nice drawing, dude. Yeah, man. Very cool.
He just did a tattoo design. I haven't had a chance to watch it. Ironically, I'm a tattoo artist.
Right.
He's a comic artist. We're all artists, right? Doesn't even matter.
That's it. Just different canvases, man. That's all. Different canvases, different tools.
Yeah, and like him, I'm on a journey to learn more too.
There
He's
you
been
go.
doing some paintings with other really good artists.
Brewery, man.
Everybody wants to know when you're live streaming again.
Who's that? Me?
No, Dave Finch.
Oh, all right.
I'm a mod in the David Finch fan server, and because I'm a mod, everybody thinks I know and hang out with him all the time. That's they're like, when is he coming back on? Like, he said he's working on his own book. And he has to have time to do what he needs to do. Like, I'm excited to see what his new book is. He's doing a creator-owned title. And he's shown us sketches of him. Did a painting. Actually, I have his season 1 book. I don't know if you can get it anymore. Let me see. I know it's right here. See if I can get it without falling. I have to take my earphone out, so just a second.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, hell. Very cool. That's cool.
Yep. That's his character.
It's a hard
I don't know if he ever told us what his name was, but he used to do Monday Night Draw. So you'd go, it was Sunday night originally, and then he switched to Monday. Where he'd do a live stream where he'd draw something. And this is the season 1 collection.
Very cool, man. He does good work.
Awesome work.
Yeah, man. Sweet. Almost reminds me of Faust.
What's that?
Almost reminds me of Faust.
Faust? Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. Now, this is the stuff he draws on his stream. Like, I think it takes right around 2 hours most of the time. Sometimes a little bit over, sometimes a little bit under. He does a hell of a lot in that time period. If he's inking. He does a pencil layout really quick, and then he inks it into life.
Oh yeah. Very good.
I don't know if they're selling any more of these books, but he crowdfunded, and I was right away into it.
All right. Oh, that's cool.
I think he said something about doing another one for the next season. I think he was on season 3 when he...
Oh yeah. I wouldn't mind picking up a couple. Very sweet.
Dave Finch shows up, and I stop drawing my pictures so that I can show off his. But, you know, they're badass, so...
The idea is to share everybody's work, right?
That's right. That's the whole purpose of this channel, is to help everybody along their way and
support those who are already up and coming.
That's right.
Man.
Dave is a really good guy. He's really generous with his time.
Right on.
With his techniques. And as you can imagine, he's got piles of fans, and they all ask questions, and he does his best to answer them all. So this is a gouache painting. I actually bought some gouache to paint along with him. I did a little one.
He's incredible, man. I like that a lot.
Yeah, that...
Yeah, man, Daredevil.
Like I said, I know you've seen his stuff with Aphrodite 9. He started off working with Mark Silvestri. He did Moon Knight.
Yep. Oh.
Like, he drew Moon Knight for a while.
Okay.
After Stephen Platt.
Right.
Like, a long time after Stephen Platt. It's like, every once in a while, some really good artists will hit Moon Knight, you know, so...
Right on.
If anyone could have resurrected him from the dead, it would have been Finch, and he did.
Mm-hmm.
I know that when I found out that he was doing it, I drove across the state to the only comic shop that had it. It was like a 3.5 hour drive or something like that to get it. You remember this, Ascension?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
That's him.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. What's going on with the bicycle? Hey, David Finch wants to know who drew that. Yo, what's going on with the mic? kind of static. Sounds like your microphone is that. What's going on with the microphone? Can you hear me? Your mic is making all kinds of funny noises. Hold on. I'll be right back. Is that your pencil making all that noise? I can hear the pencil, I can hear the music, but every time you say something, it's like someone's blowing into the microphone.
How about yours? You can hear me?
Oh, it's starting to get back. I mean, I hear a little bit of fuzziness. I could
So
make
what I just did was turn it down. So I figured the gain was too high, maybe.
There you go. I heard the maple fuzz. Perfect.
What?
You know, I'm still hearing fuzz.
I just moved closer to the mic again because I was going back to work.
Right. Yeah, man. There for a good 20 minutes. It was all like someone was blowing in your microphone, and I heard the pencil going off like a fucking drill.
Well, the battery powered eraser, this mic is a really good mic, so.
Still sounding kind of fuzzy.
I'm wondering, there's a couple of different settings in the mic, and I just don't know how to set them. Let's see.
That's good. I heard let's see perfect.
Right here?
Nah. It's fuzzing up again.
Well, what I'm trying to do is, this is the surround sound, and I'm trying to focus it on one side. Is it better?
No.
Anyway, the best I can feel is moving two. I can't tell because there's nobody in the shop to tell me, and nobody's hearing me to tell me.
It sounds like you're talking to a kazoo.
This is pretty much a good one. It's like I say and forget it, so it's on roll, and the cord's zip tied to the board, so the only loose part is the part that I plug in to my laptop. I can hear myself flying through it, and the testing of the mic was fine. So I'm just wondering maybe if it may not be me, but like I said, there's no impartial person to say if it's you or me. Because you said the system is there, right?
I'm trying to make out what you're saying, man.
I'm going to try something.
Sorry.
No
Still doing the same thing. Maybe if you unplug it and plug it back in. I don't know. Hmm.
Oh, you're gone.
Huh. Yeah, man. I don't think it's a phone, man. I don't know. Because I hear the music perfect. It's just whenever you start talking, it's like I get a lot of static.
I just unplugged and plugged back in.
All right. Now I hear you.
So you hear me fine now?
Yeah, yeah.
That's strange. It might have been, I don't know, it might have been when I reached over for that book, I kind of tugged the earphone, but because my earphone's plugged into my mic.
All right. Yeah, I hear you perfect now.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, man. Technical difficulties.
What's that?
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, last stream I had them too, so I don't know.
Right.
I guess I don't know how much of it's technical difficulties, how much of it's StreamYard, if it's the mic. I can hear a little bit of crackling in my earphones right now.
All right.
But I don't
yeah,
know.
I'm hearing it crystal clear now, though.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know if that's that or what.
Right.
I messaged Kate to see if she could hear me, but I don't think she's watching anymore.
All right.
I've got a feeling that somebody that's watching is really just playing this in the background.
Right on.
Which is cool because it gives me the watch hours, but
Right, right.
I'm in a situation where I'd love to have someone be able to tell me an answer.
I'll tell you what, when I check it out later, I'll let you know.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to check it out later myself.
All right.
It's almost been 2 hours already. I need to
Yeah, I see that.
get my ass in gear. I'm actually not that far from done. It's just small stuff.
Right.
Working my way up to the hood.
Now, where did you get that pencil? What?
This?
Yeah.
It's not a pencil.
Oh.
It's
It's,
a battery-powered eraser.
oh, okay. Ah, I see. All right. I thought it was
Watch,
like a
I'm gonna
shaded
draw.
pencil.
I'm gonna draw a white line.
Okay. Pretty nifty, man. You kids today with your new fangled gadget.
Would you like to know the irony now, or just I'll let you hang out for a while?
Hey.
The
Whatever
irony
floats-
is, when we started reading comic books,
Yeah.
they had already been drawing with one of these for a long time.
Oh, I'm
There's
sure.
a big plug-in version of an electric eraser. This is just a small battery-powered version of it.
Right on. Okay.
I found out about it late too, so don't feel bad. Matter of fact, I think this particular one is less than 6 months old.
That's cool.
It's just something I got when I saw it, and I was like, oh, it's a battery-powered eraser, and it's on sale. I was like, wow.
Good enough for me. Oh, yeah.
Right? What could it hurt? It's like, I think it was $12 or something.
Oh, that's good. That is what we call the Sword Day Special. You just can't beat it.
What's that?
I said, that there is what we call the Sword Day Special. You just can't beat it.
Mmm. Yeah.
I hope I ain't getting you strike.
If so,
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know where they'd be putting them because I have no knowledge of them at all.
All right. Because you know how I am. I think things and my mouth just spits them out.
Right, and I don't have a problem with it.
Right on.
It's just what I don't know is like, so for me to monetize, I have to have so many watch hours,
Right on.
and it has to be public watch hours, which means I can't say this video is not for kids because that wouldn't be public. That would be just adults or whatever. It's a restriction.
Right, right. Okay. You would
So
have a
I
targeted
don't know how
audience.
they are, but like PG-13's allowed one F-bomb, so
All right.
if you take it, I can't. But like I
All right.
said, so far nobody has made me think that YouTube's even paying attention to my measly little channel.
Right. Bam, bam.
Interesting that what I'm doing right now is I have to change the light scheme.
Yeah.
So the reference that I'm using, I can't use it completely because I have a different light scheme than the reference did.
Uh-huh.
The reference, I have two references. One of them is bottom lit, which that would be fine, but it's the bottom in front of this guy, not behind this guy.
Right.
And then there's
Okay.
moonlight coming down on his back. So the moonlight's okay. I think the way that I've got it is fine.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to work so much for the underlighting. So I'm trying to play along the sleeves.
Yeah.
With paint, it's going to be a lot easier because I can just paint over it with an orange or whatever color I want to paint to show the fire reflecting.
Right. Right.
The third guy, the guy that's in the middle, is going to be mostly just a silhouette. But he's going to have that kind of glow from the firelight, making part of that silhouette like a lighter brown and orange.
Very cool, man. Oh, yeah.
So what I'm taking is the established wrinkles
Mm-hmm.
and trying to think how they would be lit if they were lit from the bottom and the bottom light hit them the strongest.
Yeah, yeah.
Some
So
of
it's
this
kinda
is
like-
away from the firelight, so I'm not too worried about that, but where there's a shadow right here,
Uh-huh.
it wouldn't be a shadow if it's bottom lit. It's same thing here. The shadow disappears because it's bottom lit. Or maybe it's the shadow appears a little bit on the top. So it's just a little pre-planning, or trying to pre-plan a little bit.
Very good.
I'm wondering if this is broken in more than one place. This broke and I had to start over, so I didn't sharpen it. I'm using it as a flat edge so that it's a looser drawing.
Right.
Because really, if I get a fine tip, I'm really tempted to just draw. This shadow's okay because this shadow is cast by this part of the sleeve.
Right. Yeah.
See, this is the thinking that I've got to do this, so it's kind of a critical thinking process that you didn't think you were going to have to do, you know.
Yep.
Or I didn't think. I guess I should have, because I knew that this was going to be lit from two different directions. And actually, I wasn't sure how much of this sleeve was going to go into shadow because the lighting from the moonlight's coming down.
Right.
But I've got a little bit of artistic license since I'm the artist.
Right. That always helps.
So I'm going to use that license to show some definition between the sleeve and the back of the robe. You see, this is not going to be white. Like on the paper, it's white, but it's not going to be white. None of it's going to be white.
Right.
It's going to be either firelight reflection or it's going to be moonlight reflection. So nothing white here.
Cute.
Because white hooded robes are
Bad.
politically incorrect in these times. They could be very easily mistaken for something that they're not.
Right.
Which is funny because they are supposed to still be evil. But it's lesser evil because it's raising an elder god to destroy the world instead of just a little hate crime.
You know.
A little hate crime. That's bad. It wasn't just a little hate crime. Just, you know, it's the N-word. They're using the N-word.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. That wasn't very well thought out commentary.
Well, you know. I can't think of jokes. You ought not be.
You know, I said that like last episode that I am known for bad comedy or bad times comments.
Yeah.
That's my only disclaimer. So, like, it's not my fault. I'm just stupid.
Damn. Almost choked.
What can I just say? Dun.
And, well, you know, we all have those moments.
Some of them are masters of those moments.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. It was weird because it was like I'd be at work and, you know, I'd be talking all kinds of trash and stuff like that. You know, me knowing that I'm part black and I'm mixed, but all these big black dudes that work with me are thinking I'm Spanish. So, use your imagination. Yeah. Yep.
I assume that you abuse that privilege.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm more than one occasion. And
It shouldn't be as funny, but it's funny.
it is funny, man. I ain't even gonna lie. You know what? I think the world just needs to lighten up, man. You know? It's like, yeah, there's bad shit out of there, but you know what? I get so tired of people getting offended for other people that are not getting offended. If that makes
Right?
sense.
No,
It's like,
it makes
man,
absolute sense.
it's like
That's
stay
what-
in your lane, man. If
what
it's
the
not bothering
perpetually-
me or this dude, you don't worry about it. Don't get offended because you think, well, appreciate it. It's just annoying. You know?
Yeah,
Um,
white people trying to ingratiate
yeah.
themselves.
It's like you're trying too hard, son. Settle down.
Like,
Eat
I-
a Snickers. Shit.
I have never been prejudiced, ever.
Right.
It wouldn't have done me any good if I was, but
Right.
I never been, you know.
Me either. I would have spent years beating the shit out of myself, literally. I don't like me. I don't like me either.
But I'm not
Makes no
gonna
sense.
fucking put a yoke around my neck and bow down and say I'm sorry to some guy who I think maybe generations ago his parents were enslaved or whatever. I've never owned a slave. Nobody in my family has ever owned a slave.
No.
You know, like we come from
Mhm.
horse thieves.
Right?
We don't own slaves. We run for our fucking lives.
Right?
Yeah. Like, I would never apologize for being white. I wouldn't expect anyone to apologize for being any color, ever.
No.
That's just stupid talk.
Exactly. You don't pick how you came out. It's just, yeah, it's stupid.
Right, and those people that think that a color deserves anything, whether it be good or bad, they are prejudiced because they think that color is the deciding factor on what matters.
Exactly.
I
People
know
are people,
a lot of
man.
deserving people that are Caucasian, Black, Mexican, Chinese, Japanese, Korean. I would never deign to say which is better and which is worse.
No.
And I think everybody as a people, and that's one of the things that this political correctness bullshit is ruining.
I agree.
It ruins the fact that we can laugh at each other.
Yeah.
Now it's only proper to laugh at a black person making fun of a black person.
Yeah.
And anyone can make fun of a white person though. It's like
Mhm.
I agree anyone should be able to make fun of a white person. You know what I mean? But
But
I think that's for everyone. I think
yeah.
if you're pointing out what makes them funny, stereotype or not, if it's true, that's funny.
Right. And instead of being sensitive about that stupid shit, be sensitive about real issues, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if there are any. See, I think that's the real thing is that nobody's known what a real issue, like seriously real life or death issue like that has been for so long that we're creating crap.
Yes, because
we're
everything
blowing up stuff that's not important because we don't have anything important to fight against. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Just
No, you're right. You're right.
finishing what I was thinking.
But like, you know, it was said long ago, a country that's divided, won't stand. And look at us. We're divided everywhere. If
And
it
I
ain't
think-
race, it's sexuality. If it ain't sexuality, it's this or it's that, Like, man, come
I
together.
think that's 100% the point, though. I think that this was fostered originally to make us weak.
Exactly.
because we're spending so much time picking apart each other or being violent with each other that we're not noticing what's really happening.
Exactly. It's like the Kansas Shuffle. You're looking at this while this big shit's going on in the background. I mean, keep your eyes on, but be diligent. Damn.
It's just too bad, really.
People.
Yeah. Just too bad, really. Because there's so much good that could come out of. I think we really were as close as we've ever been to united with the least amount of prejudice that we had when there's never been a black president before, and there's never been a majority that would put one there.
Right.
So ask yourself how far we had come to that point. And the second half of his administration spent time picking apart the fault lines. Like he went in as a Baptist or something like that, and then halfway through he's like, I'm a Muslim. Well, what do you mean? That's a big change.
Yeah.
That's a huge change in everything. I mean, not that I care what his religion is. That's not the point.
Right.
But the point is, if you're saying you're one thing, and really you're not, you're something else. What does that make you? You know?
Right.
A politician?
It all boils down to thine own self be true. Be true to yourself. Don't be all.
Yeah, I think it's sad. I think we came a long way, and the person who should have united us, should have been the uniter.
Yeah.
Divided us, or allowed other people to divide us.
Right. Let's see what we got going on. Somebody just sat at the comment. Says, hey, show me your skills and draw a hand in the corner.
In the corner.
Corner. And keep it a secret. All right.
Well, if it's a secret, how would you know? I'm not showing you, it's a secret.
Hey man, I'm going to step away for a minute. I'm going to go grab a cigarette real quick. Alright?
I don't think you can.
Watch me walk. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I gathered that. It took me a little bit. I gathered that you weren't really David Finch. But it was a nice thought, and it gave me a chance to shill for David's book. Which I would have done anyway. Oh, I normally watch his live streams, but I've committed myself to doing this one, so I've tried to keep my word. I'll watch David's stream later. Like I said, he's doing a tattoo design stream. And I'm a tattoo artist, so I pretty much know my way around tattoo designing.
Yeah. And I'm back. Did you miss me?
Wasn't even aiming.
Oh, we got two comments. Oh, did you already read them?
What's that?
Did you read the comments already?
Yeah, I read the comments. I responded to them.
All right.
What he didn't realize, or she didn't realize, I'm going to assume it's a guy, but that's probably as much wrong as I'm assuming it was David Finch.
Well, that's very chauvinistic. Shame.
One of the things they didn't realize by choosing a false Nick is that now I can't trust what they say. They know that's not who they claim to be.
Are you developing?
And they showed up to tell me that that's not David Finch. Like, I didn't guess that already. I actually guessed that with the second post. Wow, nice drawing, dude. Could have been David Finch. Because that's his vernacular.
Right.
Nice book, who draw it? Doesn't sound English or Canadian. They sound different language. I know that was an asshole thing.
Now. You
don't
want to offend nobody. We're just here having a good time. So.
That is actually the point. You know, it's like that movie Roadhouse. Some people can't have a good time.
Well, you know, like Mom always said, if you can't take a joke, you ought not be one. So, no.
Oh, let me see if I have any thinking points left. 100 years ago, poor people had horses and only rich people had cars. Now, only rich people have horses.
You're right. That's good.
Your future self,
Yeah.
right now, is remembering you. This is going to go down on your permanent memory.
That's too heavy, man.
You are a memory of your future self.
Yep. I'm gonna have to start writing shit down, man. I'll come on here with some cue cards and stuff and be like, okay, topic number 1.
Right? It would make for a better show if we had some idea of what we were doing.
Well, you know, it's all still new, man.
Hey,
Trial
Dan.
and error. No need for thin-skinned people around here. I totally agree. That was Dan Shay.
Yep.
Right on, man. Life's too short to be all pinched up. Mwah. Yeah. That's coming out really good, man. Hey, man. The struggle is real. But that's all
Okay.
right.
Is the S or the C silent in scent?
Oh, shit. My answer will have to be yes.
The important questions, the hard-hitting questions
Right
that
on.
everyone wants to know the answers to.
We got 2 more comments, man. Been here since the start. Just had the volume down and watching full screen on a laptop. Looking good. All right. Well, that message was brought to you by Dan Shay.
Yep. This was a huge mess when I started.
Hey, man. It's coming together.
I used a metal straw as an aid in this. You missed it because you were gone, but
Well, you know. Trying to get my money right.
metal straw is a straight line, so if I look at a model and I take a measurement or I take an angle, this is the angle of the arm,
Okay.
this is the angle of the arm, then I can just slide it over from the reference picture to this picture.
Right.
That's the angle of his lower back, that's the angle of his upper back.
Very groovy.
But you said you were here since the beginning, so you would have seen.
Yeah.
Joe wasn't, though I expected him to be.
I was late.
That's it's one of those things, like I expected this to be just an hour because it's the back of this dude or whatever, but why can't I stop drawing?
Because you're a perfectionist, man.
I'm a patheticist.
Yeah. With a case of OCD.
Yeah,
That's right.
I have a case of a CD.
Who uses those things anymore, man?
Only me. I was the guy who refused to even start up with CDs at one time.
Right.
Like, no, tapes. I
I
can
like
fix the
my
tape if
cassette.
I can fix the tape if it screws up.
Right. But you can't skip to the next song.
Well, I could have fast forwarded, but it took a while.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Then when you fast forwarded it with play down, you'd end up screwing up your tape.
Well, that's the thing, is that when they wanted everybody to switch over to CDs, they started making shittier tapes.
Right on.
The cassettes casings were weaker. Instead of them being screwed together, they were glued together, and so if you took them apart to fix them, you couldn't put them back together unless you glue them.
Right.
And then you're hoping you're not gluing the actual music.
Oh yeah. Nothing worse than putting your tape back together, going to play it, and it's like click, click, click. You get that clicking sound. Like, yeah. Ah, good time. Good time.
How you been, Dan? I haven't been up to see him in a while. He lives in Rockland.
All right.
And he's not able to come out and hang out with me. Otherwise, we'd be hanging out.
Right on. You said pain.
Yeah. That sucks to hear. He's in constant pain. He has a medical condition. I don't know if he wants me to spout off about it.
Right.
Especially online.
He's in the right club.
What's that?
I say,
Oh yeah,
right
he's in the right club.
Yeah.
He's president of the club. He can tell us both stories about it.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, I got this nice computer chair coming in the mail too, man. Give me some support going in all hunched over, and I gotta keep moving around looking like I'm twitching it, you know?
Cool.
He'd be looking like, that's Mo's son is smoking. He looked like he got Tourette's or something.
That's your first piece of furniture in that place?
Yeah, man. I'm at my desk right now. I'm sitting on a hassock. I ain't got no back. So yeah, that's why I'm bouncing and shifting. All that good stuff.
Okay. I have to point this out. Hassocks don't have backs. That would be a chair.
Exactly. I knew that. Yeah. Dan said it's hell with levels that get deeper and deeper. I can dig that.
Yeah, you know, he's got one major thing working against him, and then he's got age, like we all do.
Right.
That exacerbates everything.
Just keep smiling, man.
Yeah, right.
No, that's what I do, man.
Sometimes it's way easier said than done.
Oh yeah, I know. Those are my fake it till you make it days.
Yeah. Sometimes it's all fake it till you make it days.
Yep. But that's all right.
And that's pretty hardcore for some people.
Yeah.
You know, like I have pain, but I can shift, you know. Most days I can anyway. I can shift in a more comfortable position or
Right on. And
I do not envy anyone who has to learn to take a lighter suffering as easy.
right on. Yeah. Sorry to hear about that, Dan.
He used to be my piercer.
All right.
We had plans for it to last for a long time.
I probably met him before then.
Oh, you may have. He was in my shop in Thomaston.
Yeah. I hung out there a couple times.
Yep, he was.
Hey, no problem, Dan.
He was my bass player.
Cool. But blow me and cheese?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man.
He was my bass player for Bromie and Cheese.
All right.
Have either one of you guys seen the new Bill Murray movie, St. Vincent?
No, I ain't. I did, however, see the new Ghostbusters. I know it's been a while, but that was actually pretty good, man. It was brought back all kinds of nostalgia. I was like, hell yeah. I like what they did with that.
With the kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. I don't know. Harold Ramis died, so it kind of doesn't feel right.
Oh, they did a CGI thing with them at the end.
Yeah, I heard, but
yeah. Oh, Dave hasn't seen that movie either.
Dan.
Or Dan, I'm sorry. My bad. Sorry, man.
Yeah, we just rented it and watched it today. It's a pretty good movie. He's his usual Bill Murray self, but it's a far more serious role than you think it is.
All right.
It's like he's this cranky neighbor that hates everybody, and this kid and his mom move in next door, and as they're moving in, the movers hit his tree, and the branch of his tree falls on his car, and like he's having a miserable life ahead of that. he's
All right.
Like absolutely broke. He went to close his bank account out, and they're like $150, and he's like, I'll take that in small bills, and they're like, no, you owe us $150.
Wow.
And he gets drunk, pretty much trashed, go home, passed out on this floor, and that's when he wakes up to that. And the kid's a little kid, and he's crotchety old man that is trying to keep everybody away, trying to keep everybody at arm's length.
Right. Okay.
And you really don't realize that for a while. He's really the asshole Bill Murray that you see most of the movie, but there's a good reason for it when you get to the end. And I really don't want to ruin anything. So.
Yeah.
It's well worth the watch. There's a lot of laughs, a lot of dark, smart ass comments and humor and whatever, but it all leads to something better. Like we watched The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. The
Yeah,
Night
that was a good
Before
movie.
Last.
Yeah,
It was a good movie, but it was a miserable fucking movie. Like
right.
you watch through this miserable beginning for him to have like a miserable first third of his life or some shit. Well, I guess it started getting better when he was
Yeah,
17, right?
yeah, yeah. Hey, Mark Friedel says great movie. Talking about the Bill Murray movie. You seen it?
You talking about St. Vincent's, Mark?
I believe so. It popped up before you started talking about
Yeah,
Benjamin Button.
Benjamin Button was good too, but it was just such a miserable movie.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I, it was sad and it was good and it had its bright parts and all that, but you know, it's one of those movies where you want to see something good ultimately come out of it, you know?
right. You
And
say yes, sir. Talking about the Bill Murray movie. So
yeah,
that's the one he's talking about. Yeah.
yeah, it was a really good movie. We just watched it, so
Cool, cool.
definitely if you haven't seen it, worth renting.
St. Vincent. Yep. All right. I'll check it out. Yep. Yeah, yeah.
Now,
He never saw Benjamin Button.
no, that's like I said, it's a good movie, but it's really ultimately a sad movie. I guess is
Yeah, yeah.
more accurate.
Yep.
It's miserable because you really want it to turn out differently.
Right.
There's really no way it can turn out differently,
Right.
but you want it to.
Yeah.
That's like 1917.
I haven't seen it.
1917. Wait a minute. Maybe it's not that one. Maybe it's oh, it's one of the World War II ones that me and Logan went to see in the theater. Dunkirk. And Dunkirk is based on a real story.
Okay.
And you want to see them fictitiously make at least one person survive
Right, right.
because they go through all this to not survive. And the true story is the true story, you know, so it's like, but they could have a fictitious character live, you know,
Right.
just
Well,
one guy make it through,
authentic.
but they didn't.
Right. It wouldn't be authentic, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, it was historical fiction anyway, because you didn't know what these people's last thoughts were.
True, though.
Nobody lived to tell you.
Right. You just kind of got to throw shit together.
Right. So,
I see what
mean,
you're saying. Yeah.
as long as you're making stuff up, and the authenticity is the actual battle, the actual things that they went through, the actual plan, what actually turned out happening. All that stuff, that's the history. Bernard Cornwell says, or Bernard, I guess, if you're English. He says that historical fiction has two stories, a big story and a little story. The big story is like the war that it's set in or whatever, and the little story is your character's story.
Right.
So he writes historical fiction. His history is accurate. He said he was taken to task for mentioning a flower that wasn't native to Britain
Oh, hell.
and had not been imported by the year that he mentioned it. So, yeah, historical fiction readers can be pretty vicious and picky about what their writers are writing.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So, I think Dunkirk for me was miserable because there was just a scene. There was at least one scene I could think of that they could give it a false win, you know? there's a pilot that crash lands on the beach at the very end,
Right.
and he's trying to keep these people alive till the transports are coming in. So he's pretty much going up against the Germans by himself. And he crash lands on this beach, and they surround him and then shoot him. But like, it would have been nice to have him parachute out just before he lands, or
Right.
get into the water and they think they killed him and he escapes, or just one person to survive to have that positive note. It didn't happen.
I mean, well, it kind of teaches you that you're not always going to have a happy ending.
No, and I don't expect one all the time.
Right.
But that movie, it's like what we're talking about. It could have happened. It could have given a happy ending. It wasn't. They couldn't have given it a happy ending all the way around.
Right.
But they could have given it a happy ending in such a way that at least some of the characters, or just one of the characters.
Happy endings are really great at massage parties.
Yeah. I don't know.
Always a happy end. But you gotta
I don't know. I hear that, when you eat Chinese, you're only full for so long.
Then you eat some more.
And then you're hungry again 10 minutes later.
Well, 10 minutes later, you eat some more.
Yeah.
I'm always down for Chinese.
Not in the massage parlor. You just let me know how that goes, and I'll take your word for it.
I don't think I'll be doing any eating at a massage parlor. Just saying.
That's what I'm saying. That's a whole different kind of Mongolian barbecue.
I don't even want to smell the menu.
Steak tartare. I don't know if Brett's still around. Doesn't look like anybody else is still around, just us again.
Mm.
Wow, we've reached 2.5 hours. I guess probably should call it. All I'm doing is tweaking it little bit by little bit anyway.
All right, man.
I'm going to darken this a little bit because it needs to be.
But if I don't see you tomorrow on Easter, just hide them eggs, man.
I'm probably either going to call you or message you after this.
All
after
right.
I get the shit put away.
Well, I'll be up for a little while.
Well, if I call you, you will anyway.
Yeah.
I guess I don't have to bug the shit out of you.
I still got to jump and see if he's getting on the game tonight or what he's doing. So, I'll be up for a while. I don't like to sleep at night anyway. All right. Mark says still here, but bad connection. And Shay says have a good night, man. Damn, Shay. So have a good night, man. Oh, and another one. And another one.
All right, I'll see you later.
Chad Taylor said, hey, Rick.
Oh. So somebody else did show up.
Yeah, man, he just popped in. He was like, I'm here.
Yeah, just say I stopped in and said hey.
That's all good, man.
This is gonna make for an interesting painting anyway.
Oh yeah, definitely. I can't wait
So
to see the
anyone that
outcome,
hasn't
man.
seen, I don't know. Everybody that's watched this from the beginning has, but this is the game plan. It sounds like my mic's breaking up or an echo.
No, I got you good, man.
Huh. It might be an echo that I hear through yours.
That's
Yeah, so this is the game plan. I drew this guy, this little guy. has this guy. Of course, I'm going to resize it later. And this guy is this guy. I'm really debating on whether I'm going to have him have a book in his hand. But I think maybe the middle guy might. I don't know. I don't know if I can do that and still do the silhouette. Right. Maybe I can, and maybe have the pages look like, you know, a page is moving or something and lit from behind. I don't know. I have to figure it out. It's part of the job of an artist, solving problems, right?
Right on.
It's different problems. Problems that don't matter in the real world.
Yeah, Chad said he hears you fine too, man. So.
Chad, did you ever end up running yours? He's gonna run a.
Mark says it looks great.
Chad's gonna do a conspiracy and cooking channel.
All right, dude.
Sounds like an interesting combination. I love those odd combinations. So.
Yeah, man.
I'll be there if he does. I may have to find my way there.
Right on.
Make sure it's not on the night where I'm here.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to type. I got to type something back there and live real quick.
All right. Well, it's not quite hanging out, but it's the next best thing, isn't it? Anyway.
Yeah, it is.
Wow, so much for keeping this down to an hour and a half.
Hey, man, time flies when you're having fun.
I think you didn't show up for almost an hour.
Yeah. Yeah,
so, we've only been hanging out for 2 hours, but I've been streaming for a little bit longer. Good thing at the end, this will all be blended into one video. Not now, but eventually.
It would be like, damn, don't that big head motherfucker ever go home?
Oh man, there's the comic channels. They run for 4 or 6 hours.
Oh yeah, I know. What?
Once they start going.
Chad said he's been figuring things out. Time in for filming has been rather scattered.
Right. It's good to have a time slot, but I haven't adhered to a single time slot yet. I'm trying to start about 8:30, because Eli goes to bed at 8, so I don't have to. He self-imposes an 8 o'clock bedtime. So since I don't have to worry about him or make a noise or any issues with him, I try to start after. And you can have different times on different days.
Yeah.
But if you want to build an audience, you kind of have to have a timed area for them to expect you in.
Yeah.
That's what I'm learning. That's what I'm trying to do. That after 8, but who knows? I think 8:30 is a good time to start. Problem is, I get impatient. And I got everything set up. I got everything preset in the information box, and I just want to go.
Right.
And I don't know, drawing for me is not something I just turn on and off. I've always been able to noodle around, but once I'm set and I'm in the zone, I don't want to get out of the zone. I don't want to step out and go, okay, it's going to be 15 minutes before I can pop back in. No, I want to go. I'm wondering if the person who has commissioned me to do this is going to watch these videos. He keeps saying he's gonna. I guess he's got family over, so that makes sense.
Right on. Well, you know. All right. That's a good thing about YouTube, man. You could always check it out later.
Right?
Yeah.
That's one of the things that, you know, as an artist, I'm a little bit impatient to know that I'm on the right track. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I don't want to draw. And this is now 5 hours or more into sketches that I'm going to do as an underdrawing.
Hey, Chad wants to know
Chad,
who the band is.
It's not it's not a band. It's I thought I put it in the description too. I guess I'm gonna have to check. It's called Creator Mix. Creator dash Mix, and it's license-free music for people who want to stream with music and not get hit or strikes against them. So the streaming that I use is StreamYard, and I was having a little bit of an issue because I could upload a bunch of music, but it would either only loop one song, or I'd have to stop every couple of minutes and change them, and I was changing them in the middle of songs or whatever because I'm busy and the only one that can do it. And then Mark's brother Jake made them all into one album. Like, I've got two albums on there from that, and he made them look like one song to the playlist. So I play it and it plays through one album, and I could probably play through another album, but I was thinking I wasn't going to be here that long. And ironically, I think this is the second time through this album.
Yes, you are sick. But who's starting?
So this is as far as I'm going. Yeah, this is done. At least for the night. We'll do a close-up so that everyone can see.
That turned out real clean. I like that. Yeah.
And then we'll do a distance shot, so hopefully I can get a still. I'm gonna have to change the size of that Gordax pub banner. So that's not a banner, it's a overlay.
Wow.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's number 2. There's one more, and then Cthulhu himself. I'm saving Cthulhu for last because I want all the pre-planning done.
Right.
And then I'm going to put them. I'm gonna scan them on my scanner and resize them and print them out, and then stencil them into one, because I'm gonna have to simplify some of it, because the smaller you get, those details will fade together anyway.
Yeah, true.
And we don't want to focus on them, even though they're closer. We want to focus on Cthulhu. So one more, and then Cthulhu. Almost 3 hours. Should we hang out for another 12 minutes to make it an even 3 hours?
Why not? You can just talk shit for the rest of the week.
What's that?
I said we could just talk shit for the rest of the week. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to end it. Thank you guys for showing. Everyone that showed. If you liked the video, hit like. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Please.
Yeah, yeah. Ring the bell, do all that good stuff.
Yeah, if you ring the bell, then you'll get notified when I go live. Okay. Good night.
All right, man. Have a good one.
God bless you all.
Lady man.